Well, now, let me tell you about a boy named Noah. You see, in a world that never stops talking, sometimes the quietest voice speaks the loudest. This here's Chatterbox Town, where noise is king and silence is, well, it's rarer than hen's teeth. Streets are bubbling with colorful folk, their words floating round like autumn leaves in a whirlwind. And right there in the middle of all that hullabaloo, that's our Noah. Quiet as a church mouse, with eyes big as saucers and a mop of unruly hair. He's standing still as a statue while the world whizzes by. Poor boy, he's got a voice all right, but in this town, might as well be whispering to a tornado. Folks walk right past him like he's made of air. Even at home, it's all Noah, speak up, and Noah, use your words. But you see, Noah's got his own way of talking. His silence speaks volumes if only someone would listen. Now, on this particular day, something special was about to happen. Something that'd change everything for our quiet little friend. It was test day, and little Susie next to Noah was shaking like a leaf in a windstorm. Poor thing was about to have herself a full-blown panic attack, her pencil tap-tapping like a woodpecker. And that's when it happened. Noah, he just reached out. And suddenly it was like someone had muted the whole dang world. A shimmering bubble of quiet spread out from his fingertips. In that bubble of quiet, Susie found her calm. The noise faded away like morning mist, and she took a deep breath, steady as a rock. And Noah? He found something he never knew he had. Now our boy had a choice to make. Keep trying to fit into this noisy world, or embrace this gift of his. His brow furrowed deeper than a canyon as he pondered. You see, sometimes the hardest person to listen to is yourself. But Noah? He was about to learn that his silence, well, it just might be the loudest thing in town. And folks, that's when things got real interesting. Well, folks, our Noah had made up his mind. He was going to embrace this gift of his, come hell or high water. As Noah stepped out into the world, something magical happened. The colors seemed brighter, the air clearer. It was like he was seeing the world through new eyes, with shimmering particles of light dancing around him. And wouldn't you know it, a little stray cat appeared out of nowhere. This feline was drawn to Noah like a moth to a flame, purring up a storm in the quiet bubble around him.
Oh, purr.
Now Noah and that cat, they struck up a friendship without ever uttering a word. It was all soft paws and gentle hands, you see. Before long, Noah was using his gift all over town. At the library, he'd create a bubble of quiet so folks could read in peace. You could almost see the stress melting away as people stepped into his golden dome of silence. Over at the park, he'd calm down squabbling kids faster than you could say jackrabbit. One touch, and they'd be playing nice as you please, their angry words turning into floating butterflies. Even at the bustling farmer's market, Noah would make little pockets of calm. Shoppers would step in, take a deep breath, and go about their day with a spring in their step and a twinkle in their eye. But the real test came at the annual Chatterbox Town Festival. Let me tell you, it was louder than a hornet's nest in a tin can. That's when our boy closed his eyes and took a deep breath. And I'll be darned if the most amazing thing didn't happen. His silence bubble grew and grew, sweeping over the whole festival ground like a cool breeze on a hot day. The angry swirls of noise turned into soft blues and purples, melting away like morning mist. At first, people were confused as a goat on AstroTurf. Folks started to relax. Shoulders dropped, smiles appeared, and for just a moment, everyone at that festival found a little piece of peace. And right in the middle of it all was Noah, standing tall with his cat by his side, quiet as ever, but heard by everyone. Now, folks, you think everyone would be happier than a pig in mud with all this peace and quiet. But wouldn't you know it, some people just can't stand a good thing. As Noah's influence grew, some townsfolk started looking at him sideways, crossing the street when they saw him coming. The mayor, a fella who loved the sound of his own voice more than a rooster loves dawn, he wasn't too keen on all this silence neither. His face turned redder than a tomato as he bellowed out,
"By the power vested in me, I hereby declare all unnecessary silence to be illegal in Chatterbox Town."
"Well, I'll be." You could have heard a pin drop when he said that. The whole town held its breath, waiting to see what would happen next. Poor Noah, he was more confused than a chameleon in a bag of Skittles. Things went from bad to worse faster than greased lightning. Noah's little cat friend, the only one who truly understood him, up and disappeared like smoke in the wind. At school, the principal, with a face longer than a country mile, called Noah into his office.
I'm sorry, Noah, but your silence is disruptive. We have no choice but to expel you.
Now, if you've ever seen a balloon deflate, that's what our boy looked like right then. All the air just went right out of him. That night, Noah sat alone in his room, quieter than ever. The noise of the world outside was like a physical thing, pushing against his windows, trying to get in. For a moment there, Noah considered giving up his gift entirely. Maybe if he just started making noise like everyone else, things would go back to normal. But then, just when things seemed darkest, a tiny light flickered in Noah's mind. He remembered all the people he'd helped, all the moments of peace he'd created. And that's when Noah realized something important. Sometimes when the whole world's telling you to speak up, the bravest thing you can do is stay silent. As Noah's determination grew, the chaotic swirls around him began to calm, forming into a shimmering bubble of quiet. His eyes sparkled with newfound purpose, ready to show the town the true power of silence. The whole town was abuzz with gossip about Noah, like bees in a hive. But our boy Noah, he wasn't about to let their words break his spirit. No, sir, he was made of sterner stuff. Well, folks, the day had come for Noah to show the town what silence was really all about. He marched right into that town square, determined as a mule with a mission. Noah stood there, calm as a mill pond, and then, well, he started to glow, soft as a firefly on a summer's night. A bubble of silence, big as a house, started growing around him. Now you could see the silence. It was like golden light, flowing out from Noah in gentle waves. First in was old Miss Johnson, the librarian. The moment she crossed into that silence, years melted off her face. She smiled, bright as the morning sun. Then came Big Jim, the town's crankiest mechanic. That man's scowl could curdle milk, I tell you. But in Noah's silence, he softened like butter on a hot biscuit. One by one, townsfolk stepped into the silence. You could see the stress and the worry just falling away like leaves in autumn. The mayor, he hesitated, looked like he was having an argument with himself. But finally, slower than molasses in January, he took a step forward. The moment he entered that golden silence, well, if you'd told me I'd see the mayor cry, I'd have said you were crazier than a sprayed roach. But there he was, tears rolling down his cheeks.
I've forgotten what peace felt like. Noah, my boy, I'm sorry. The silence bank is gone. You've shown us all what we've been missing.
As Noah knelt to pet his feline friend, the golden silence spread even further. It washed over the whole town like a gentle tide, turning the noise into a soft, harmonious hum. From that day on, Chatterbox Town learned to appreciate both the sound and the silence. You see, folks, sometimes the quietest voice speaks the loudest. And in this noisy world of ours, little Noah showed us all that silence. Well, it just might be the most powerful sound of all.